Hey tubers, everybody knows that workplace harassment is horrible, especially if you're a Hollywood celebrity, I guess. And with all these how-to books for dummies, like, spreadsheets for dummies, internet for dummies, I think I need to do the video of hot people for dummies, because nobody knows how to deal with these hot people in the workplace. And trust me, I've dealt with all sorts of crazy discrimination for regular-looking and maybe ugly people, because everybody's kissing their butt, and everybody wonders why. So let's discuss hot people for dummies.
Suddenly, the world I used to know, I see it differently. You woke me from a dream, now here's reality. Baby, baby, you are really hurting me.
Now, just to set the record straight, this is not directed at women. It's directed at men and women. Because we've all worked at these damn offices where some hottie gets hired and suddenly everybody else is falling all over themselves to do their job just because they're good looking. Well, it's time you stop. First of all, you don't even know there is a problem until you acknowledge there's a problem. And if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. As far as I'm concerned, just because you're easy on the eyes don't mean you get a special break. How many times have you seen two people of equal qualifications go for a promotion and the good looking one gets it? Woo! What up with that? You like that? You like that, folks? You want a little bit more of that? Well, you're gonna get a lot more of that crap if you don't listen to Hot People for Dummies. Everybody thinks giving the hotties what they want is the strategy. No, that's the historical strategy, and it don't work. And the worst thing about that strategy is when you quit giving these hotties what they want, they flip out. Then they start suing you. Then they start saying sexual harassment, blah, blah, blah. So you gotta nip that at the bud. Best strategy? Treat them the same as the ugly people. Seriously. And all you men out there, quit thinking with the small head. Know what I'm saying? Now, granted, it's not the attractive people's fault that they're really smoking hot and attractive. I understand, and I'm very sympathetic. So strategy number 2 is you're never gonna do their work for them. No, you let them sink or swim under their own merits. Sounds crazy to allow hot people to do their own work rather than delegating it to the regular looking people. But that's what's historically always been happening. But it's gotta stop now, folks. And when a hot looking person, man or woman, asks you to do a favor at work, the answer is, repeat after me, no! If they don't understand it, repeat it again. Say, no! Just repeat it louder until they understand. Trust me, I know some of the pretty people aren't very bright, but they can usually understand no. And the miracle of genetics says that very few people are actually born with good looks and brains. For example, I remember working with this fellow gentleman that looked like a male supermodel. He made the same money as me. I used to bother him about that. That's your best strategy, folks. Remind those super hot people they're not that freaking bright, in spite of other people treating them that they're bright, because that's another psychological problem that people have is we assume good-looking people are smart when they're actually quite often just average like the rest of us. So what you got to do is you got to remind these smart people that, hey, you make the same money as me. You're that good-looking. How come you make the same money as me? You obviously aren't that bright. If you put them in their spot, maybe they're going to start thinking that their poop don't smell as bad as yours. You know what I'm saying? You've got to be cruel to be kind. Cardinal rule in the workplace. Don't date coworkers, especially if they're hot. This is what's going to happen, folks. They're going to play you like a fiddle. And eventually, you're going to just lose your job. Maybe they'll marry you and take your house, too, if you're lucky. And then your boss will fire you because she's going to say sexual harassment and conflict of interest, blah, 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 blah. So just don't go there. Another rule for hot people for dummies that some people just don't seem to get. Now, don't get me going when hot attractiveness is fused with nepotism, because you got the double whammy of workplace hell. So the answer for me is get another job, because you can't win that battle. It's just hell every corner. So I know a lot of you folks have had problems with, some would call it reverse discrimination, with all the hot people getting the cushy things, the promotions, other people doing their job, even the hot people stealing the credit for the work that you do. So tell me your experiences, because I think Hot People for Dummies is a series that needs to go deep down inside this pit of workplace hell. What do you think? Tell me. Everybody's got a story. Anybody's had a job that had more than 3 employees at a workplace has got a story. So I want to hear your story, because some of this shit is going to rock my world, and yours too when you read it. So put the comment down there, and most importantly, pay attention to the rules for Hot People for Dummies. Over and out, folks.